Hey, y'all, it's Casey Hope, and we are back with another 10-minute challenge. Today, we are going to be painting this fun little just fall card. This can be something you put in your sketchbook. This can be something you turn into just a little fun little fall art print. This can be the front of a card. So many different things. It's just fun. It's fun to letter and to draw and to paint, all the things. So we're going to set our timer. We're going to see if we can do it in 10 minutes or less. As always, if we do, we are sending out prizes to one of you. All you got to do to be in that drawing is make sure you leave a comment, make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and make sure you like this video. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can do it. I'll pull everything on down. All right, so this is our inspiration piece that we are working from. I'm going to set this to 10 minutes. Here we go. Here we go. I am going to, let's see, get as close as I can. I'm going to start with this pumpkin shape. It's kind of like a little loose football shape. And then it'll get a little just curves. Just kind of keep going out until you get it to about the curviness that you want it, about the size that you want it to be. When you get it the size you want, you can kind of do a little bit of a V right here. And we're about to put the stem in. Okay, so all of this can kind of be erased. And then just some fun little curly cues. All right, so that is the drawing. Not too hard for this. Now for lettering, actually, let's go ahead. Let's put some of this on. I'm going to go ahead and put that border loosely on, just so I have a kind of framework of where I want that lettering to go. Just doing like a double line border. All right, so now for hello. I'm doing this in pencil first. It's just a little less stressful. So I'm gonna kind of come, let's see, we're gonna do a loop, a little bit of an angle, and a curve, okay? Do you see that shape? It almost looks like a J. We've got the loop up and down. Then I'm gonna kind of just have a little bit of a curved line here, just kind of fades off to the bottom. Before I cross that H, I'm going to come and do E, L, L, O, and then I will use kind of cross that kind of wherever it fits. Next up, going to have a fun little tail right in here. So sometimes with an F, I'll start right here and go. But if it's the first part, just to have a little bit of a fun flourish, we're kind of leaving that hanging in the wind there. A. I want to fill this space. And there we go. All right, so now it is time for pen work. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to do with this pen. I practice this pen, and I've told y'all before that you can take, if you're not sure if your pen is waterproof, you can take it and scribble it and then paint water over it. Well, when I did this, I found that it was not, let me move this water over here. It was not 100% waterproof. It had a little bit of the bleed of the color, but it wasn't quite as much as some pens. And so I decided, because I wanted this to kind of have a little bit of that dirty orange anyway, I didn't want it to be bright cartoony and kind of the green's got a little bit of that. I was like, let me just try it. Let me see if it kind of is an interesting effect on my painting. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm just very loosely kind of outlining. Not solid lines, just kind of loose lines. Like anytime if it looks too like broken up into shapes, I might do some other little lines in there. A little fun scribble here. And then I'll just do a little bit of pen work here. And then I will probably, let's see, do my lettering next with my pen. All right, so you could use any type of pen. This is I've been using these a lot inside of our membership on Monday nights. We've been using these little flex pens. They are really good. We've been doing our fruits of the spirit, and they're just nice. They kind of have a nice little dainty look. Now let me show you, again, I'll show you on the back of one of these how they work. It is a brush pen, which means you can do thin lines and then you can put a little bit more pressure and it's thick lines. So you may have seen brush pens before that were just had a bigger nib on it, which would then make bigger letters. But this one is just really nice for just smaller lettering. So this is the La Pen Flex. So I'm going to use this on my Hello Fall. I'm going to use just the tip, except when I go down like right here, I'm using the side. Okay, so heavy right there, and then just the tip. So it's light pressure on the upstrokes, heavier pressure on the downstrokes. And it's not a huge deal if it's all the same pressure, to tell you the truth. It's just if you have a flex pen, that is one way to kind of get those thicks and thins. It's not a have to, though. All right, so there we've got that. Let's look at our time. We've got about 4 minutes. So here we will pull in our watercolors. And we are just going to start to lay color on quickly. I'm going to go with this kind of yellowy orange, just a little bit, just for some of the undertones. You can see how some of that pen is running, and I knew that it would, but I tested it to know that it wasn't going to turn completely black. And go up to the next orange. And it's so close that I'm skipping that one. I'll go up to the next orange. I have fun just kind of laying this in. Not super solid though. I still want some of that yellow kind of showing through, or at least the undertones of it. I even go just a bit to that, a little bit of red in there. And then at this point, it's almost getting to the point where it's so wet, I'm not going to be able to add much more yet. Like if I could, like I could let it dry and come back, but there comes a point when it's so wet that if you try to keep adding, it's just gonna not do anything. The colors are not going to show up. So here I'm going to put a little bit of our green in places. Going to get a little bit of this green right down here. And just kind of follow up some of these pen lines with a bit of green. I'm not painting over this because this is not water soluble and it will bleed. And maybe a little bit of my brown. And bam, we're done with like a minute and a half to spare. All right, so there you have it. A fun, quick, easy little fall picture. Y'all, there's so many benefits to art. There's just so many benefits to art, to slowing your mind down, to getting your hand to drawing and lettering and looking at color and playing with color. It truly does provide peace and play, and you can get the benefits even if it's just 10 minutes a day. So I hope this inspires you to pick up a pen, even if you don't have the colors. Try to draw this, try to letter it. If all you have is a pen at work and a legal pad, you can sketch out this pumpkin and sketch out this lettering and have fun with it. So I encourage you to get creative today. see if you don't have that peace and play that we experience so much when we just sit down to do a little bit of art. All right, y'all, that is it for this week. We will see you next week. See ya, see ya.